Welcome to Omaha, Nebraska and the CenturyLink Center for Big East basketball. Tonight, the number 23 ranked Creighton Blue Jays entertain the Providence Friars. And in the Big East Conference, the defending national champion Villanova Wildcats at the very top at 26-2 and 13-2. Then Butler and Creighton. Xavier right now in a tussle with the Seton Hall Pirates, and that's a huge game. Number 7 is Providence tied with Seton Hall at 6-8. Hi, everybody. I'm Steve Fiziak along with Nick Bod. This is really a big game for both of these teams. Creighton has 22 wins, but they still have some work to do. Providence 16 wins, even more work to do.
Urgency's high for both teams, but for different reasons. Creighton trying to build some momentum into March. Providence trying to make sure they got some NCAA tournament games to play in March. I think you're going to have a really intense 40 minutes of basketball here tonight.
Let's check out the starting lineups for the Providence Friars. Cartwright and Bullock, the last 3 games have been averaging combined over 30 points per game. And Marcus Foster for Creighton, the 6'2 guard, he's coming off a career-high 35-point game in a victory over Georgetown. Now, Creighton is 4-4 since losing one of the nation's top point guards in Maurice Watson. And now Greg McDermott loses his leadership as today Watson was suspended from all athletic-related activities for alleged actions that are contrary to university policies and core values. So, Nick, it's up to the young men on the floor for the Blue Jays.
And Watson's been in Philadelphia rehabbing from his surgery, so he's already been away. He's going to be away now for the rest of the season. That leadership void going to have to be filled one way or another.
Creighton again at 22-5. They are in the white with the blue numerals, and then the Providence Friars are in the black with the gray trim and white numerals. It will be Patton at 7 feet tall to jump center against Jalen Lindsey, and it is controlled by the Blue Jays. Creighton last Sunday beat Georgetown 87-70. Well, last Wednesday, Providence beat Xavier 75-63. So both coming off wins.
You see Foster, as you alluded to, 35 points. Was spectacular on Sunday. Greg McDermott trying to pick up where he left off, a little post up for Foster, try and get him going early. Always important for him to go to the basket right away.
Patton swings it to the right. Tyree Thomas with his first shot and score.
It's just an outstanding skip pass from Justin Patton that creates the closeout, creates the driving opportunity. Just one of the little things that the big 7-footer does.
Alpha Diallo really playing very well. The 6'7 freshman from New York, averaging over 11 points per game his last 6. And there is Greg McDermott in his 7th year. He's done a fantastic job here in Creighton, and he moves on even though they lost the talented point guard Maurice Watson. Ed Cooley, 24 wins last year, averaging 23 wins his last 3 years.
I think Coach Cooley's been tremendous at Providence. He's done a great job. And you see Rodney Bullock knocking down a jump shot. Player development with this group in particular has been great.
Patton, he can hit that shot and does from 3-point range. Marcus Patton's 7th 3-pointer this year.
He doesn't take a ton of them, but he's capable. That was nice, trailing the play. 2 good plays from Patton out the gates here.
Coming off the screen is Emmett Holt. He'll miss. Picked up by Cartwright, who's really playing well. Leads the Big East in assists at 6.7 per game.
That's Ed Cooley before the game. Who's important tonight? He immediately said Cartwright, and he also said Emmett Holt with the basketball here. He's going to have to be aggressive to make Justin Patton guard.
And the steal. And it's Davion Mintz, the new point guard, who's just a freshman. Patton defended by Diallo. They usually look to Foster early, but he's been well defended. This time, Huff knocks it down right side.
He's a guy that's comfortable in that mid-range area, Steve. He likes to face up, hit you a little jab step, and knock it down.
And there is a whistle and a foul. Looked like an illegal screen on Rodney Bullock.
So defensively, you always got to think about helping the helper. So as the help comes, keep an eye on Davion Mintz. He's in the corner right here. So when he rotates over after he sees the help, he's going to get the steal. So he sees his running mates in trouble. He gets in front, gets the steal. That's a high IQ play for a young player.
Patton with the alley-oop, and there is a whistle and a shove prior to the shot, so they said even if Foster had made the basket, would not have counted. So it'll be ball out on the side. Cole Huff. Thomas gets it back to Patton, who swings towards that baseline. Short. Nice rebound by Rodney Bullock, who sealed off Huff.
You're seeing tonight with Providence, they're going to pick and choose their times to run. I think they'll want to run off misses. When they get bogged down in the half court, Ed Cooley's got no issue taking 20, 25 seconds off the shot clock.
Bullock misses the three, and it goes out of bounds. The ball belongs to Creighton. Right now, I've been watching Mintz's defense, and it's good. And this is the young man, so much is expected. This is his 9th start.
And if he can earn Greg McDermott's trust on that end of the floor, he's a really talented offensive player. He shot it well. He's proven he can make plays. But where he's going to continue to get more minutes is on the defensive end. So it's a good sign early that he's locked in.
Foster back to Patton. And a good save by Thomas, although he's tied up in the corner. Foster, with the shot clock winding down, misses the shot, controlled by the Friars. Swing it down the baseline to Emmett Holt. Shot clock at 10. Patience offensively was one of the keys Ed Cooley talked about. And with 4 seconds left, they accept a foul from the Blue Jays in the lane.
And that's why I think Cartwright's going to be extra important. That patience in the half court could lead to late shot clock situations. And Cartwright's their best playmaker. You saw good patience there with the good jab step and drawing a foul with just a couple of seconds left on the shot clock.
Cartwright coming off an excellent game, a win over Xavier, had 17 points to go with 7 assists. There's a miss, and Mintz, the freshman point guard, down the floor with a pull-up. No good.
He's the point guard that can replicate the pace, relatively speaking, to what Watson could do. So he'll push it. Beauty.
Jalen Lindsey, who's a 48% three-point shooter, drains his first.
I don't think Providence can win tonight without Lindsey and Bullock knocking down threes. Those guys are going to have to make sure they're ready to space the floor and knock shots down.
Cartwright, nice bounce pass inside to Emmett Holt, and they'll call him for a travel. Well, Justin Patton, he shows you how talented he is, a 7-footer who can do this.
He can rain threes. Beautiful trailer triple. Creighton up early in Omaha.
The Creighton women's team cheering for the number 23 Creighton men's team, who leads 7-5. But the last time these two teams met in Providence was January 7th. Maurice Watson was tremendous. 14 assists, only 2 turnovers. Cartwright was the guy who was injured, only played 12 minutes, had tendinitis in his knee. If he plays 35 minutes today, wow.
Yeah, it's one of those games. Oftentimes you look back on that first matchup and you dive into it, okay, who did what are the adjustments? That's almost a game you just throw out because both point guards, one was heavily involved, now he's done for the year, and Maurice Watson, and Cartwright was hurt. So there's not a whole lot you can take from that game, and I think Providence in particular is a much different team.
Yeah, in his last game, I told you, Cartwright, 17 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals in the win over Xavier. That's how important he is to this Friar team. And there's the steal, but reclaimed by Justin Patton.
Yeah, I think Cartwright's one of the most underrated players in the conference.
Foster misses.
His speed inline to inline like this, he really sees the whole picture. He's playing with a level of confidence that I think you can directly attribute to Ed Cooley. He's done a really good job developing this young point guard.
They've got Malik White, freshman in the game now, playing with Cartwright, and White will take the shot. A little bit long, but he gets it back.
I think what you're going to see is a lot of flex action, which is a continuity offense, just a cross screen and a down screen over and over again, just to eat clock, control tempo.
White trying to spin back. Cartwright, the left-hander, goes.
He's more of a playmaker, but he's a capable scorer. He just is asked to do a lot for Providence, and he does it.
Into the game, Tyler Clement, backup point guard, a walk-on from Thomas Aquinas in the Kansas City area.
You got Patton with a moving screen, it looked like. Wasn't quite set, trying to free up Marcus Foster.
And that is the first personal foul on Justin Patton. Now coming in is Zach Hansen, as they want to make sure Patton doesn't pick up that second foul too quickly. Zach Hansen's the young man coming back from that ankle injury that he suffered earlier this year, and there was some who thought he might miss the whole year, but he's been back for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, came back 3 weeks early from the expected date.
Cartwright with another three. A 9-0 Providence run. They have a 4-point lead on Creighton. Foster answers his own three.
That's a great shot for Foster. Not hunting, just an offensive rebound, feet set, inside out. When Foster takes the right threes, his percentages skyrocket. It's when he takes the forced ones that you see him maybe get on a cold spell.
Creighton in the man defense. Foster covering Cartwright. And there's another three by Rodney Bullock. He's the other guy you talked about. If he is hot outside, watch out.
Absolutely.
Both teams really trying to speed things up. It's out of bounds to Creighton.
Well, Cartwright doing a good job of moving without the basketball. So as Cartwright comes, see how Foster's going to try and shortcut underneath that screen. That leaves too much space, and Cartwright pops back. And then Bullock, he'll love to kind of jab, size you up, and get his rhythm and knock it down. Providence is a team that's capable of making a lot of threes. When they won at Marquette, they were raining triples, especially early in the first half.
Thomas had a good screen from Zach Hansen, and then Thomas with the save knocks it off of Providence Friar out of bounds, so the Blue Jays will have it with 12:46 remaining in this first half. Providence has won 2 straight over Butler and Xavier, 2 very good teams, and that was after losing 4 of their previous 5.
And you wonder, they're coming off of a week-long layoff. You wonder if the layoff was good or bad for them. Sometimes when you're playing at a high level, Steve, you want to keep on playing.
Zach Hansen inside, and a chance for 3.
He has provided such a good lift for Creighton, coming back and providing a post presence. When he comes in the game, he does a good job of posting up hard and going and finishing at the rim. He's shooting 67% from the floor. And when he comes in, Greg McDermott likes to dial up a look to get him a touch right away.
And it seems like he makes them much more physical in that post, even with Patton on the floor.
Well, Steve, you saw them in the non-conference. Creighton's a finesse team, and the only physical presence they have is Zach Hansen. And so when he was out, that void was certainly felt, but now that he's back, he's making his presence felt on the interior.
Toby Hegner in the game. There's a steal by Clement. It will be reclaimed by Isaiah Jackson. Lindsey, in and out. Saved by Thomas. He's one of the better rebounding guards in the league.
No doubt. He is just a stat stuffer.
In and out here. Jackson will attempt a 3 and knock it down. Isaiah Jackson, a 43% three-point shooter, drains his first of the night.
That's exactly what Providence needs to do, though. Off of scramble situations and misses, look to push it, run to the three-point line, and be ready to shoot.
And we have a timeout on the floor with 11:45 to play in the first half. Providence by 7 for number 23, Creighton. Providence by 5 over number 23 Creighton. Let's go inside Ed Cooley's Providence huddle.
Great job with pace. Great job with shot selection, open shots. Continue to be positive. Continue to share the ball. Open guy got to have the ball. Continue to share the ball. Be really, really good right here. Hey, Rodney, sup.
Well, that unselfish mantra is showing up in the stat sheet. 6 team assists on 6 made baskets. They're 5 of 7 from beyond the arc. Providence has done a really good job finding that open man.
Providence did not hold the lead the entire game at home. That was a 14-point loss to the Creighton Blue Jays, and that was with Maurice Watson. Boy, Foster is so strong, and even though he stepped on that sideline, he plays much bigger than his 6'2" frame.
He is really physical, and you always want to see him trying to get to the basket, get to the free throw line early. But how about this start for Providence? Whenever you're on the road, rocking crowd, it's really important to take the crowd out of the game right away, and that's what Providence has done.
Diallo with a nice offensive rebound. This is White. This is the 6th three-pointer that Providence has hit in the first 9 minutes of this game.
And all of them have been assisted, wide-open looks. They're taking the right shots.
Providence with an 8-point lead. They are in search of win number 17. Every single game so important when you are on that tournament bubble.
This would be a huge win for Providence. They're really playing well right now. And they've knocked out Butler, Xavier, one at Marquette. It'd be a big win to go on the road late in the season.
Foster drains the 3 outside and makes it a 5-point game. Now the Friars must answer. They only had 3 three-pointers in the first matchup. Once again, a 14-point loss at home.
Something that happens is when you are giving them a bunch of threes, you start to get beat up inside. You start getting pressed out too much. So look for Providence to go to the rim.
That's out of bounds, and it still belongs to the Friars with 13 seconds left. They may go the other way. Yes, they're going to say it's great basketball. And that was the outside official. I believe Earl Walton who made the call.
Take another look at it. Certainly looked like Diallo was the last one to touch it. You always like when the refs get together to get it right.
Minch defended by the other freshman, Malik White. Hegner, he can hit this shot, and he does. At 6'10", he's a great three-point shooter from 44% this year.
I was telling you before the game, I think this might be a low-scoring grinder of a game. we got a three-point shootout here. This is a tremendous shooting display from distance right now.
Well, these two teams have combined for 10 three-pointers already. And there's 38 points combined and 30 on three-point shots. This is Malik White.
With Pat with one personal foul, if I'm Ed Cooley, I would like to try and get the ball to Holt in the interior. See if you can't go at the freshman. He's shown he's got a tendency to get into foul trouble. Go at it.
Bullock was calling for the ball, but now he's being doubled by both Vince and Foster. Shot clock down to 5, and Bullock had to force it. Good defense by the Blue Jays. Isaiah zeroed it in the game. Freshman White on the junior Foster. Shot clock down to 3. Mitch has to take the shot. A little bit long. Corralled by Rodney Bullock.
That was textbook defensive rotations from Providence. Felt like Creighton had the advantage and Providence was there in the catch a handful of times. That was tremendous.
Hegner grabs the miss. Vince wants the alley-oop. Gets it to Patton. who will score, and there's a chance for three. Patton was trying to get Davian's attention early, demanding the basketball down low.
But that's why it's important to run every time, because if you're the first person down the floor, you can start to establish post position and create space to go catch. Watch as Mintz is surveying the floor. He was a half a count late, but Patton worked up the floor and gave himself room to catch, and that's a strong finish. Look how he's creating space to go high point it and go up. Great job by Justin Patton.
He's only a 52% foul shooter, but does finish the three-point play, and Creighton is back in front by one despite Providence hitting 6 three-pointers early. Cartwright spins back. Left-hander won't go. Thomas, who's defending, grabs the miss. Boy, I really like Creighton's spacing. And they're finishing well, too, with Patton inside with the left hand.
The pace on that possession was great. Screaming down the floor, moving the basketball. And oftentimes, when the ball's popping around, it opens up the interior.
Last time we talked about runs, it was Providence on a 9-0 run, now Creighton on an 11-0 run. A foul in the lane, and the crowd went crazy as Patton went down hard.
And you see Justin Patton being active on both ends, doing a good job sealing, calling for the basketball, finishing with the left hand.
Critical time of the game, 7.5 minutes left in the first half, but that young man, Justin Patton, just picked up his second personal foul. How long will he sit?
Well, hasn't proven that he can play with foul trouble. Look at this. I don't know about that call. I mean, that ball is blocked clean. There was contact, but not enough for a foul. I don't know about that one. I think that's a bad call. And now Patton, who had really started to put his fingerprints on the game, posting up hard, he'll have to take a seat. And this has been a recurring theme for him. 2 personal fouls in the first half.
So now at the free throw line will be Alpha Diallo. Here's their top freshman recruit out of New York City, Frederick Douglass Academy. And he has played very well lately, averaging over 11 points per game his last 6.
Been in double figures 3 of the last 6. Hadn't been in double figures up until that point. The lights kind of starting to come on for him.
Mintz, the freshman point guard. Zierden is the senior. He can move to the point. Right now, the top scorer, Foster, on the bench. They get it down low to Zach Hansen. Jump hook will not go, and Providence with a chance to tie or take the lead. After Cartwright hit those 2 threes, they've gotten a good defensive effort from Davion Mintz. Now a miss on the jam, and here comes Hansen. He will score.
Boy, what a swing. Great set from Ed Cooley. You get a dunk and miss it, and then Hansen finds an easy one in transition. Creighton has done a good job scoring in secondary break situations, but always pushing it.
Bullock. Long with the 3. Thomas rebounded. Isaiah Zierden. Bullock. And for Rodney, that's his 5th rebound already. Bullock's going to take it inside and then swing it left, saved by Cartwright barely.
Brad wanted a double dribble. This is where Cartwright's good. He's comfortable playing late in the clock and making a play.
And taking the 3, he made his first 2, but misses here, and the ball will go out of bounds to the Blue Jays.
Quite a 4-point swing here is a great slip screen, and Holt just misses the dunk, and then watch Zach Hansen's rim run coming right down Broadway. No one finds him. Good balance, good footwork, laying it in. Those are the type of plays that drive you nuts as a coach if you're Ed Cooley. Now a little 2-3 zone from Providence. They'll get really pressed out to defend the three-point line. Baseline high post is open.
Blue Jays moving the ball well. And Hansen there to pick him up, and that's what happens when you're in the zone. Who do you seal?
And one of the things about basketball, the hardest shot to rebound is a brick, and that was almost an air ball. And so it came off the rim soft. Hansen, right place, right time.
Holt given room by Hansen. Diallo misses the shot, an easy one, but it's reclaimed by Providence. Bullock with the finish. And he traveled.
Wow. You're getting point-blank layups if you're Providence, and you're your own worst enemy. Missing shots, traveling. And Diallo gets a point-blank shot, and then Bullock, absolutely, a little wind-up, two-step into a travel for a dunk, and pretty critical juncture here as Providence has had opportunities to get back into the game.
And the interesting thing, it happened at the 7:33 mark when Pat picked up his second personal foul, and quite frankly, Providence has not played well since. Unforced errors.
After such a good start shooting the basketball and just have missed a few easy ones, but as a coach, you like that you're getting easy ones. So Ed Cooley's got to feel good about the fact that they're executing. They're getting high percentage shots. Those are going to go down.
Foster with the easy layup, and all of a sudden the Blue Jays are up by 8. A 17-1 run by Creighton over Providence. Timeout by Ed Cooley.
Can impact the play without touching the ball. Look at Isaiah Zierden and look at Kyron Cartwright. Because Zierden's a knockdown shooter, when Foster comes to drive, the help can't come. So when Foster puts his foot on the gas, see Cartwright, the little show and recover, has to get back, and Foster gets all the way to the rim. Because there's shooters on the three-point line, it opens up the driving lanes for Mr. Foster.
And he is coming off one of his best games in his young Creighton career. 35 points in their win over Georgetown. He took 19 shots, made 13 of them.
I just think it's all shot selection for him. When he takes the right shots, he is an electric scorer. It's when he settles or when he hunts and when he doesn't trust his teammates. I think you're starting to see the light come on for Foster in terms of figuring out how to attack in terms of shot selection.
That is a travel on Malik White. And during this 17-1 run, 19-1 now for the Creighton Blue Jays over Providence. Or I beg your pardon, still 17-1 run. Man, how many unforced errors have the Friars made? And they're the ones with the veteran point guard, not the freshman Mintz.
Thank you. Thank you.
Got off to the good start, just a couple of missed shots right at the rim, couple of turnovers, and next thing you know, the crowd's into it for the Blue Jays.
Foster with an excellent pass to Zach Hansen, and Zach Hansen has played as well as a backup big man can play when your starter is in foul trouble.
Well, what I like about Patton and Hansen is they're totally different players. Yeah. You know, Patton's long and rangy and athletic, and he runs and he catches lobs. Hansen is kind of like his beard, just a grizzly, tough guy that likes contact. So you may get used to guarding Patton. Now you get a totally different look when Hansen comes into the game.
I was watching Zach set the pick on the pick and roll. I mean, he sets a mean-spirited, bruising pick and roll.
Yeah, he does. He lets you feel it. He gets set, and he hammers you.
It's a 9-point Creighton lead.
Providence got to take collective deep breath here. Get it back with execution. Do what you did early. Sharing the basketball.
Cartwright. They got inside. Another easy shot is missed this time by Khalif Young, the freshman. Cole Huff. He hits.
Another great play for Marcus Foster.
Boy, you were talking about that 8-day layoff. Providence looks like
A little disjointed right now.
Jackson finally drops it in with the left hand.
Yeah, Huff got too extended. You're going to go after a steal. You got to get it, because if you don't, you leave yourself vulnerable. Good play from Jackson.
And that was the first field goal in over 7 minutes for Providence. Hansen spins back to the right. Short. Jackson gets to the Cartwright. He wants to run. Good transition defense, but the trailer, Jackson will miss the three, and Huff there for the rebound.
A good play, though. Cartwright collapsing the defense. That's a high percentage shot. I like that.
Too many easy shots for the Creighton Blue Jays.
Well, Ed Cooley told me before the game, first order of business, transition defense. And I think in the first half, there have been a lot of issues. Transition defense for the Friars. Been a little messy.
You know, I wonder, Nick, if it was because it came so easily. They hit 6 of their first 9 3-point shots, and yet they only led by 8.
Yeah, get a false sense of security a little bit, maybe let up a little bit with the details. But Cole Huff doing a great job inside and out. More of a 3-point shooter. But Fist, he's got game off the bounce, a little finger roll right at the...
This is our game summary. Now, Cartwright hit both of his threes early in the contest. Bullock with 7 rebounds already, but they're shooting much better from 3-point range than they are from 2. Creighton shooting has really improved the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, both teams started out red hot from beyond the arc. Providence 6 of 12 for the 3-point line. Cartwright getting one to go down. Good little jab step from Rodney Bullock. And transition, Isaiah Jackson freeing himself up. I think Providence needs to look to push a little bit more, see if they can't land us some ones early. And Creighton's been really good. Patton got things rolling with the nice trailer 3. Good inside out from an offensive rebound for Foster. And then Hegner, the 4-man, stretching the defense, getting one to go down. 5 made threes for the Blue Jays. The 3-point line has been really important for both teams.
Even though one of the things that's so impressive, so many easy baskets, Creighton has outscored Providence 14-2 points in the paint.
And what do you think, Steve? Probably what, 4, at least 4 probably missed layups for Providence? So Providence got off to this great start and then missed 3 straight bunnies right at the basket. It felt like it maybe took a little the wind out of Providence's sails a little bit. Important final 2 minutes here for the complexion of this game. Providence needs to chip into this thing.
Yeah, they do, because they've come off of 2 very impressive wins against Butler and Xavier. You thought that they were coming in with a lot of confidence, but not playing with it the last 10 minutes. Cartwright down low, Bullock. He'll lay it in easily, and it's an 11-point game.
That was really good execution. Got a nice little solo cut screen that opened up the post-up.
Up is short. By the way, fans, stay tuned at halftime. We'll send you out to Kevin Burkhardt, Steve Lavin, and Jim Jackson in our Fox College Hoop studio. And there is Jackson, who will wind up at the free throw line.
It was really good execution, Steve, on the last Providence possession. Starts with Cartwright with a back pick, and then Bullock's going to go pin down. And so when you pin down, it gets Thomas extended away so he can post up. So just a lot of actions and a lot of screens can create opportunities for you to seal right in the middle of the lane. Good play from Providence.
So they'll bring Zach Hansen back on the floor for low post defense. Toby Hegner will take a seat. It's a 10-point game with 1:18 left, first half. Tyree Thomas. Here is Cartwright. Cartwright taking it all the way, and a foul. Oh, they're going to call it a held ball situation, it will still be Providence basketball, but I thought that long step through would go well for Cartwright.
So did I think Cartwright needs to think about doing this a little more. Man, that looks like a foul to me. Got his hand caught in the cookie jar. Cole Huff got bailed out with a jump ball, but Cartwright's got to think about putting his foot on the gas a little bit in transition. When they've gotten bogged down in half court, they've struggled a little bit, and he makes good decisions.
Bullock gets it inside. Jackson with the left hand, yes. And all of a sudden, it's an 8-point game. 2 timeouts ago, Ed Cooley finally got the attention of his young men, but Foster comes away. He misses the easy chippy. There's a separation of shot clock and game clock of 14 seconds. What should Cooley's offense do?
Well, sometimes I think teams maybe get too caught up in trying to go 2 for 1. Get a good shot here. You need a good look. You've done a good job chipping away at the lead. Make sure you get a high percentage look. If that's early or late in the clock, that's fine.
And they got a good look from Diallo, who will wind up at the free throw line.
Creighton went 1-3-1 there. And Providence attacked the elbow area, getting to the free throw line. Really good response here for the final couple of minutes for Providence. Look at that. That's quite a turnaround. I thought freshmen hit a wall and they go in the other direction. He's climbing the wall, and he's starting to produce at a high level.
Yeah, I like his future. I think he's going to be terrific. He's only a sophomore, but he's one of those players that can play a 2, a 3, a 4. And Ed Cooley said, hey, if we needed him, he could play the point. That's skill. 1 of 2, and obviously Creighton will go for the last shot of the half.
This used to be Maurice Watson's role to make plays here in the half court. Now it's Marcus Foster, who has learned to see the whole picture, make plays. So now if you collapse, he'll find the shooter.
Diallo, the freshman, is defending him. He has 5 inches on Foster. Foster with the fade. No. Rebound Lindsay, and that is our halftime, with Creighton leading by 7 points. The number 23 team in the nation. Creighton 36, Providence 29. Ed Cooley's got some talking to his troops at halftime. After the break, we'll check in with Kevin Burkhardt, Steve Lavin, and Jim Jackson in our Fox College. Jumps out at me. The Blue Jays only made 2 turnovers in the entire first half. Was that because more of their efficiency on offense, or the lack of defensive pressure from Providence?
I think it's the efficiency for Creighton offensively. Providence is actually a pretty disruptive team, and they do a lot of switching, and they can get guys on their heels, but I just thought Creighton was really sound in their attack.
Here we go, second half. Mintz, the freshman point guard, had 4 assists and no turnovers in the first half. They're working low to Patton, who spins along that baseline. We have a whistle and a foul going against Providence. They had to double the 7-footer Patton.
You know what I like about Patton is he's not a black hole in the interior. Like when he gets a touch on the block, it's not going up every time. He's got no problem kicking it out, trusting his teammates. There are so many post players where that trust isn't there. Patton kicked it out, and he eventually drew a foul.
There's the alley-oop, but a miss, and a steal by Diallo. Oh, and then they throw it away, and that will be the 8th turnover by Providence.
Just unforced. Had numbers in transition. Throw it out of bounds.
Creighton's largest lead was 13 points. That was at the 2:07 mark of the first half. Up with the fade, short. First 5 minutes of the second half awfully important for the Friars.
Got to make sure they are in this thing in the final 8 minutes of the game. Got to have a good first start to the second half.
And Bullock does. And he was banged and looked at the official as if to say, where was the foul? Cartwright with the steal. Bullock can't finish. there is a whistle and a foul against Providence. But that would have cut it to a 36-33 deficit for Ed Cooley, and he likes the energy his team's playing with out of the break.
I think the one guy for Providence that has to put his fingerprints on the game is Jalen Lindsey. He was a little quiet, only 3 points in that first half. He's the best three-point shooter in black tonight, so he's got to make sure that he gets in the scoring column.
Oh, and Patton goes down hard on his hip as he was undercut by the freshman Diallo.
A scary moment there, but Patton is just fearless running to the rim. And you look at Diallo, he did what he's supposed to, try and rotate it in front of Patton. That's just kind of what happens in basketball at times, but it looks like everybody's okay.
A new shot clock at 30 seconds. Bound to Mintz. Mintz up. Foster, Patton, and Thomas on the floor. Great. Foster a little short. Thomas almost with a tremendous rebound, but it rolls off the end of his fingertips and out of bounds. So another chance for Providence to cut it to 3 or 2. Crowd picks up here at CenturyLink. Bullock backs his way in. It's Holt way outside. 4-3, and it is a 2-point game.
Beautiful pick and pop, and Holt can knock down that shot. He's versatile. He's inside out. Great pass from Cartwright. His 6th assist.
Thomas really forced that one. Cartwright high for the rebound. And then Patton almost got the steal. 7-footer went after the point guard. Isaiah Zierden will check in for Creighton, placing the freshman Mintz.
See the pick and pop. See how Patton got drug all the way inside the free throw line, and Holt standing outside the 3-point line. So that's a lot of ground to cover for Patton, and he couldn't get there in time. I'd be surprised to see Ed Cooley come back to that action.
Fires it one time down by 13, and now they've reclaimed the lead on another Emmett Holt 3-pointer. A 14-0 run for Providence. Oh, what a beautiful move by Justin Patton.
Yeah, that's next level. And that is an explosive move right to the rim. That's quite an answer as Providence was getting it going from downtown.
Emmett Holt picked up his 2nd personal foul.
Look at this face-up. Little jab, jab, go. Right past him and Holt through the contact. It's plays like that that's got NBA scouts who are here tonight drooling over this young man.
And he only needed the one dribble.
Yeah. It was powerful. He still got a lot of strength to add to his frame, but that was a powerful move. Well, now, so Holt's knocked down 2 threes. Keep an eye on him. He's in front of the Providence bench. See if Patton starts creeping out on him. That could open up the interior.
Lindsey, 4-3.
Been a game of runs, Steve. Both teams have put big runs on each other. What a start for Providence.
You know, at the beginning of the game, you're talking about that sense of urgency. We've seen it from both sides. Patton spins back into the defense, misses the shot, rebounding Providence. Cartwright. Holt wanted it back. Holt. Way off.
Just going to say, don't need to start hunting shots if you're Emmett Holt. Wait for the right one.
Oh, that's a beautiful move. And Thomas with the finish.
Those two guys, Steve, Omaha to Omaha. Kyrie Thomas and Justin Patton, they got great chemistry, and they do this a lot. Look at the give and go. Immediately as the post-entry pass is made, Kyrie Thomas, hard basket cut, pass leads Thomas to the rim. and gets it to go down. That's great offense from Creighton.
Yeah, you sounded like Peyton Manning in the AFC Championship game a couple of years ago. Omaha!
And the crowd really responds to those two guys. Homegrown.
Like you said, are they hunting for shots that may not be there that early in the shot clock?
And that's the problem, is the three-point shot can be seductive like that, where you just want more of it. And you got to make sure you're executing your offense and taking what is there.
And Cartwright, the smart point guard he is, immediately looked at Ed Cooley and said, "Coach, what do you want us to do?" And he said, "Settle down." So they take the first three-point opportunity. Maybe he can get everybody's attention. Thomas, yes!
What I like about Greg McDermott and Justin Patton there is they communicated, and they didn't overreact to Holt making 2 threes. Said, stay the court, stay the scouting report, and they gave him 2 shots. He missed them both, and now Creighton in the opposite direction for a layup.
Great steal. Foster, alley-oop, Patton. He'll be at the free throw line.
Foul number 24, Kyron Cartwright, his second personal foul.
Yeah, Tyree Thomas in transition, shot out of a cannon. Thought about lobbing it to his Omaha brother, but he lays it in instead.
Big game in Omaha is number 23 Creighton in search of their 23rd win in Providence on the NCAA bubble. They're in a must-win situation. They are 16-11, but earlier tonight Seton Hall beat Xavier. So Seton Hall on the bubble now 17 wins, and you've got DePaul with just their second victory in conference play, 67-65. In the tournament, we believe Villanova, Butler, and Creighton. But Xavier, without Edmund Sumner, they have not played that well.
And Trayvon Blewett's ankle's been banged up too, so that's something you got to take into consideration. The team that I would keep an eye on, if Wojo's crew can find some defensive mojo to go along with that great offense. Marquette is as good as it gets offensively. So they're a team that I'm going to be keeping an eye on here for the final couple of weeks.
Yeah, and Marquette is at Providence this Saturday.
Intensity down the stretch for those bubble teams is just palpable.
Patton makes 1 of 2. Creighton's lead is 3. Providence has made 9 of 18 three-point shots. We have seen them force some recently. This time their benefit of a loose ball that Holt picks up and drops in and has a chance to tie this game up. How about Providence's resume for the tournament?
I think you look at those wins, Rhode Island, Butler, Marquette, Xavier, Marquette on the road. They've held serve at home. This one would be a huge one. They're right there. You look at that strength of schedule. The committee sent a message with their revealing of the top 16 seeds a few weeks ago that they're valuing top 50 wins. And 4 is a pretty good amount for a bubble team.
And if they win tonight, that would be 3 straight wins over quality opponents, Butler, Xavier, and Creighton. But first things first. Foster looking for the screen. Power move to the hoop. Misses the shot and it goes out of bounds to the Friars.
I think they're going to get this one
switch it.
Overruled. Looked like Providence Friar was standing out of bounds as it hit him. That's 2 times today they've been willing to get together and get a call right. I like that. And it was definitely the right call. It looked like Patton hit. Holt was standing out of bounds.
Egner in the game. He's a good shooter for a 4-man.
Providence has got really good defensive versatility. They can switch a lot of these screens. That's what you can do against teams that are switching. There's that moment of indecision where the switch is going to occur, and if you can pump the gas a little bit and hit that seam as Foster did, you can get to the free throw line. Ryan Arcidiacono was awesome at that.
That was the 3rd personal on Rodney Bullock. He's so valuable to their success. Junior from Hampton, Virginia. Foster, fine foul shooter at 70%. Creighton already in the bonus at the 14-minute mark the rest of the game. Wow.
Significant. It's an area that Ed Cooley felt like they needed to win that free throw battle. And it's going to be an uphill battle now with Creighton in the bonus for the final 14 minutes.
Bullock stays on the floor with 3 fouls. Lindsay. Good pickup by Diallo, the freshman.
That's what Providence needs to do here. They need to start beating Creighton up a little bit. Make this game more of a fist fight. And I think running flex and getting into the paint and crashing the glass is a good way to go.
Pat looking to drive, spins, and scores. What a move!
Goodness. Next level.
Bullock pulls his man over. That's his 4th personal foul.
Well, what a play from Kyrie Thomas to rotate and take the charge. Huge play, as now the leading scorer for the Friars will have to take a seat.
That is 16.7 points per game, sitting down for at least 10 minutes.
Looked like Thomas got there, the little Hollywood to sell it. But because Bullock kind of lowered his shoulder.
Much Hollywood there.
That shoulder was definitely lowered. That's a good play from who I think is going to be the defensive player of the year in the conference, Kyrie Thomas.
Man, I'd be picking up my teeth on that shoulder to the mouth. Thomas. Yes!
Kyrie Thomas for 3.
Cartwright. He was fouled out on the floor, and it's a personal foul on Isaiah Zierden, his first.
I like it when Kyron Cartwright gets a little dribble handoff with his left hand with a head of steam. He is really tough to deal with. Like that right there, a little handoff, and he's already got momentum. That's tough to not foul.
Jalen Lindsay now being defended by Hegner. Lindsay may have to pick up his game. The number of shots he takes with Bullock on the sideline with 4 fouls.
I think Lindsay can beat Hegner off the bounce.
Holt, tough, strong move, and drops it in with the left hand.
And just recognize the defense fell down. Attack, see if you can't get an easy one, and he did.
Hansen back in the game trying to seal his man off. And the ball go out of bounds to Providence. Friars trailing by 3. 11:57 left. McDermott in search of win number 23.
This game will be won on fundamentals. When you switch with a purpose, right? When you switch with a purpose, right? When you communicate the right way, great things happen. I'm proud of us. We're right where we want to be. It's a 12-minute game. We got the ball. Let's continue to do a great job moving the ball.
Well, it's a big game. Providence on the bubble, a big juncture in the game. That can be overwhelming. But Ed Cooley really positive in that huddle and reminding his team of the little things so it doesn't seem so overwhelming. That's a good moment from a good coach right there in Ed Cooley.
They have the basketball down by 3. And there's the steal. Marcus Foster picks their pocket. And then a personal foul is called against Providence. And remember, Creighton in the bonus since the 14-minute mark. That's the 3rd foul on Diallo, and Rodney Bullock on the sideline with 4 personals.
What did Ed Cooley just talk about? The little things, the fundamentals. There's just a little mental mistake, results in a turnover, and you're putting Foster at the free throw line. Simple, just catching the ball. I mean, there's no defense there. You bobble the catch. Foster jumps on it. Now he's at the free throw line. And sometimes the difference between win and losing isn't huge. It can be the little thing.
Foster will get the second. The 1 plus the penalty.
It's amazing when you take a step back and think about all the missed layups Providence has had, all the unforced turnovers they've had, and it's still a 4-point game. You just feel like if Providence can tighten things up for the final 12 minutes, they can win this thing.
But they have to tighten it up.
Yeah, easier said than done.
Turnovers. Creighton has but 5. Hansen gives Holt space. This is Holt driving on Hansen. He forced that shot, and Zach Hansen did a great job defensively. Kyrie Thomas behind his back, all the way to the hoop. Yes! 17,000 going crazy here in Omaha. Creighton has stepped up their defense. Cartwright is fouled.
Oh, this was pretty nifty ball handling. Watch Kyrie Thomas on the outlet go around his back. So catch, whoop, around his back, and then pushing it, reading and reacting, and finishes it with the left hand on the opposite side. It's a guy who has really improved his ball handling, and that was quite a ball handling display.
He was Mr. Basketball at Omaha Benson High School. First true freshman to start his first game since Doug McDermott. Maybe the greatest Blue Jay. Cartwright corner to White. The freshman misses. Lindsay pushes it back out to Cartwright. They've got a new 30. Plenty of time left. A 7-point Creighton lead.
Now, without Bullock on the floor, this is where Cartwright's got to think about being more of a scorer. Especially late in the clock, he's got to think about attacking.
Holt taking it in and scoring on Zach Hansen.
That was an explosive move from Emmett Holt to get past Hansen.
Hansen's posting up down low. Good defense from the backside by the freshman White. Come to the scorer's table. We'll check in at the next opportunity. Cartwright on the drive. He will be at the free throw line for 2 shots.
And that's what he needs to do. Bullock on the sidelines. They're a little offensively challenged, and Kyron Cartwright can score. He got around the hedge man, Zach Hansen, pulled up, sliding underneath ever so slightly. I like that play from Kyron Cartwright. This guy's improvement has been amazing. Right? You talk about a guy that has exceeded at least what my projection was of him initially. Playing behind Chris Dunn a little bit last year, then playing with him. And Ed Cooley's done a good job grooming him. He's just plays with a great sense of purpose and poise.
And he was very lightly recruited out of Southern California, was expected to go to Loyola Marymount, but Providence coaches like him, took a chance, and it's paid off, and all of a sudden it's a 3-point game. Cartwright defending Zierden.
Get Patton involved, just check back into the game. He's really given Providence issues, posting up, making plays at the rim.
Alif Young defending him and fouling him.
Steve, right now, Providence is just getting so spread out, trying to pressure the ball and run those shooters off the three-point line, that Patton just has a ton of room to operate in the post. And a guy that talented in space is going to have success.
But I like the fact that Young is on the floor defending him, and I said that because This is a guy, Justin Patton, who is only a 52% foul shooter. If he makes 1 of 2, you can creep back into the game by being efficient on the offensive end.
Yeah, you'd much rather hammer him and make him go to the line than go lay one in easy or go dunk it.
And then he makes both of them. Malik White.
And that's nice. With White on the floor, you have Cartwright off the ball, so you can really think about scoring and make a play.
Good pass inside, though, to Jackson, and a foul call.
That was nice. Malik White comes in, he enters offense, so Cartwright can attack. That was a great setback door, and Isaiah Jackson timed it up nicely.
Third foul on Cole Huff. Isaiah Jackson, who is a 78% foul shooter, to the free throw line. He's the transfer from George Mason. Toby Hegner will come back in. Meantime, going to the scorer's table to check back in Emmett Holt, who got just a very short break. And he'll be replacing the freshman Khalif Young. Last time on defense, fouled Patton. Jackson makes 1 of 2.
What we could see a little bit is Providence sprinkling in some 2-3 zone that can protect the foul situation, especially when Bullock comes back onto the floor eventually.
Foster, we haven't seen him take a shot in a while. And he stepped on the end line.
That was really good defense from Jalen Lindsey, sliding his feet. Take another look at it as Foster. Ooh, that was close. Might not have stepped on the end line. Either way, that was a good display of moving your feet defensively from Lindsey.
Holt. A big 3. And it's a 1-point game here in Omaha at the 8:20 mark.
Holt has only made 15 threes on the season coming into tonight.
Nice screen and roll. Cartwright can't get it to go. It's fumbled around. Finally won by Creighton. Foster pushing it all the way. Foster has it stripped by Holt, and it goes out of bounds. It belongs to the Blue Jays. Time out of the floor. 7:43 to play here in Omaha.
The counters to switching screens is slipping screens. So here comes Toby Hegner. When he gets ready to slip that screen, he's just going to slip to the basket. Because right now, Jalen Lindsey's getting ready to switch out on Foster, so there's that moment of indecision. Hegner slips to the rim. Foster reads it. Easy deuce off the window. Good counter from Greg McDermott and the Creighton Blue Jays.
And even though Providence has made 10 of 23 pointers, Creighton has outscored Providence 26-16 on the points in the paint, and they lead by 3. Zierden inbounds to Patton, playing with Hegner, Foster, Thomas, and Zierden. Wow. Is that a strong post-up move by a guy who's only 6'2", playing with 6'8", 6'7" defenders on him?
And he's finally gotten the message. Whenever he would get posted up, he would love to just shoot a little fadeaway. There, nose to the goal, right at the rim. Great post up from Foster.
Holt trying to take Patton. He'll wind up at the free throw line for 2 shots.
Foster's a good option in the post for Creighton. Look how low he is. Look how powerful he is. Little shot fake to free himself up. That is outstanding. I mean, that's tough to deal with when a guy's that low, that powerful. And then the soft touch off the glass. Foster is just really rounding out his offensive game.
Rather important time to make your free throws, and Providence a better free throw shooting team than Creighton has been this year. Emmett at 71%. He's made them both tonight. 3 for 3. And again, the lead is 3 for Creighton with 7 minutes and 4 seconds to play.
And all this has been done with Rodney Bullock on the bench for the majority of the second half. I think you got to be thrilled if you're Ed Cooley right now. And now it's getting to that time. When do you think about bringing Bullock back?
What do you think? Steal by Diallo. Cartwright gets fouled by Thomas.
See, here's with the whole decision on bringing Bullock back. There's a fine line on saying, okay, we're surviving, we're right in this game, but you don't want that guy to sit on the bench too long and lose all of his rhythm. It's going to be hard for him to come into the game after sitting for almost 10 minutes and be asked upon to make big shots. So I think you maybe check to see how the next minute and a half, 2 minutes goes. But if you can get to that 4-minute timeout and bring him back, that's not the worst thing in the world.
He has the look of a man who wants back in.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he?
I promise, Coach, I won't commit that 5th foul.
And looking at each other on the sidelines right now. But that's that trust. You know, and also, though, Providence got a good flow going with this lineup, too.
It's a 1-point game. Diallo is defending Foster, and he's done a very good job. Had that last pick, which resulted in 2 free throws. Foster, though, winds up open. Misses the 3, but there's Thomas again. No foul, and Foster pulls his way in.
Kyrie Thomas has done a good job crashing the offensive glass and then immediately kicking it out to the perimeter, because good things happen off an offensive rebound kickout.
Patton gives Holt room. Cooley directing traffic from the sideline. Cartwright, though, just 7 seconds left in the shot clock. Swings it right. Lindsey's got to take the shot. And nails it with 1 second left in the shot clock. We are tied with 5:43 left.
Pass from Kyron Cartwright. So here comes Emmett Holt on the roll. That's going to hold up Toby Hegner, who has to protect the roll. He's guarding Jalen Lindsey. Look at this poise from Kyron Cartwright to see the skip pass to the opposite side of the floor over the 7-footer. Great skip pass with a little bit of mustard. And Jalen Lindsey knocks down the 3. That's good execution from Providence.
And that was their 11th three-pointer tonight, their season high 14, and that was against Brown back in non-conference play. This isn't a huge game in the Big East Conference. With NCAA tournament hopes on the line, they are indeed a bubble team at 16-11. Davian Mintz, freshman, back in the game.
The post to Foster again, trying to get it to him. See if he settles or see if he goes to the rim.
Diallo defending him. Hegner. Good execution, but unable to get it to finish. Got the look they wanted.
But Ed Cooley's got to be unbelievably proud of his team. See if they can close it out. But they have really battled here tonight in front of a loud Blue Jay crowd.
Lindsey. In and out, Patton rebounds. Mintz not even looking for his shot. Just looking to be part of this team. Thomas, great feed. And there's Patton to pick up his Blue Jay teammates.
And I like how Creighton's just playing. You know, they're just reading and reacting.
This crowd has really been in it. We've had 6 ties.
Because Bullock's out of the game, you can put Kyrie Thomas on Kyron Cartwright.
Diallo almost got it on the wraparound, but there is the turnover, and it's Creighton basketball.
Yeah, that was an isolation with Cartwright, and Thomas shut him down, and Diallo there absolutely stepped on the inline. But that all started because Thomas jammed up the initial look for the ISO for Cartwright.
Misses. Cartwright picks it up. Pat chasing him. Justin almost got the steal. And coming out of nowhere, Kyrie Thomas. What a game he's had. Oh, what a move by Foster. Creighton. That will send Jackson to the line for 2 shots. You talk about a spin move.
Oh, baby. Look at Foster, get you leaning, and he spins off you and lays it in. Got a good one.
Creighton leads by 4. Big baskets always by Foster. Kyrie Thomas, very underrated, 12 and 9. And for Providence, Holt, one of the best games he's had this year.
Knocking down threes in the second half. Really changed the complexion of this game. Kyron Cartwright, a double-double. This has just been a great basketball game. But now that guy right there, Rodney Bullock, got his 4th personal foul with 13 minutes and change to go. So he has been sitting for 10 minutes of actual game time. We'll see what kind of flow he can get into, and why it's important that he's in the game is now Kyrie Thomas will have to slide over and guard him. So he's been checking Kyron Cartwright. So now maybe see if Cartwright can get a little bit loose offensively now that he doesn't have Kyrie Thomas on.
78% shooter Isaiah Jackson at the free throw line. Bullock did not play well in their loss to Creighton at Providence earlier this year. Hit 3 of 13 shots. Tonight it's been all about foul trouble.
Providence has only shown a couple of possessions of zone. Still wonder if Ed Cooley's got that in his back pocket. Want to throw a possession at him to see if he can get Creighton disjointed.
Foster bringing it up the floor. Mintz has gone to the sideline with the senior Zierden back on. Lindsay defending Foster. Oh, there's a steal, and Bullock winds it with a basketball.
Great hands from Holt as he saved a layup. Looked like Patton was going to find Thomas for an easy one. So now do you dial up something for Bullock, knowing he's been sitting for 10 minutes? Keep an eye on number 5. He's at the left elbow.
I like Lindsay and Holt. They've really been sharp lately. Here's Jalen going baseline, pulling up. Missing short. Hegner tapped it to himself. Creighton has it. 2:20 to play.
I like that. Usually sometimes you start to hold the ball and run ISO for your guy, but I like to just play. Just keep the ball moving. That's what's worked so far.
Giving him some space for Patton. He misses with the left hand, gets it back, and it's controlled by Bullock.
Coach Cooley wants to draw something up.
Yeah, that didn't surprise me at all because they didn't have good spacing or movement the last offensive possession. One minute, 47 seconds left in Omaha, Nebraska. The place is packed. I mean, the crowd has been loud. They knew how important this was. Creighton in search of their 23rd win. Providence on the NCAA tournament bubble with 16 wins. They almost need to win out, and they know how every single game is so important, and they've been playing their hearts out.
Urgency's been high, the intensity's been high, and now a big possession here for Providence, drawing up a set play. Usually they like to let Cartwright get loose in space and make a play. But this is why you watch so much film. If you're Creighton, you understand pet plays, tendencies. But oftentimes at the end of games, Steve, is just about guys making great individual efforts. And so keep an eye on Cartwright here. Just get in the lane and make something happen.
He's been so good going to his left. Foster defending Cartwright. He comes back to his right, leans in, doesn't get the call.
Like a disjointed possession from Providence. Didn't know quite what they wanted, and good display of defense from Foster.
They want Foster part of this offense, and he throws it away. Patton is able to pick him up. And that will be Providence basketball with 67 seconds left, trailing by 2.
This is where you can kind of feel that Maurice Watson void. Post games about point guard play. This is where Kyron Cartwright, the best point guard on the floor, has to play like it.
Bullock was open for a moment, then Thomas covered him up. Thomas, one of the best defenders in the Big East. Bullock gets fouled.
I think they're going to call it on the ground.
Foul call on number 2, Henry Thomas, his third personal, 19 foul.
Yeah, it still will be 1 plus the penalty, and Rodney Bullock, a 75% foul shooter. A Big East game was won at the foul line earlier tonight, as Billy Garrett of DePaul made 2 foul shots with less than a second left. He'll get 1 more.
That's not easy. I mean, he's been sitting on the bench for 10 minutes, got cold, out of rhythm, and to step to the foul line to tie it, good time. Missed it.
Nope. 45 seconds to go.
See if Greg McDermott wants to draw something up. I think he does.
.37 seconds left. 15 seconds separate the shot clock and the game clock. You were talking earlier in the first half, similar situation. Don't get caught up in the numbers. Let's get the good shot, and where might that shot come from?
Well, I've liked Foster in the post. I think when he's gotten the ball in the block, good things have happened. He's shown that he's a willing passer. I think it puts the defense in a predicament. Are you going to send help? Are you going to dig? Are you going to help off guys on the three-point line? So I like Foster as a potential post-up option for the Blue Jays.
And Nick, the other thing is Justin Patton's been so good coming from the weak side on rebounds.
Yeah, and that's the thing. He can kind of roam the weak side and get ready to time up a rebound. And so I think when Foster's gotten the ball in the block, good things have happened for Creighton. So I'd keep that in the back of your mind for Creighton as they come out of this timeout.
As we take a look at the Big East standings, there is one true lock, and that's the defending champion Villanova Wildcats. Butler, Creighton, Xavier could already be in. Xavier, though, they're a little bit on the bubble the way they have played without Edmund Sumner. They're now 18-10. But for Providence, it's all about tonight.
Be a huge win for Providence. There's no question about that on the road. Team with the top 30 RPI in Creighton. This has been one heck of a game. And now that chess match between two guys who are great friends in Greg McDermott and Ed Cooley.
As a matter of fact, Ed spoke at Jesuit Middle School today. For Greg, they're just great friends, and he said, you know, we didn't ever coach together, but anytime there are clinics, we get together, we play golf together. It's been a wonderful friendship, but my goodness, when we're on opposite sides, we are fierce competitors.
Providence wants to get aggressive here early in this possession, knowing that Creighton might be on their heels a little bit. With Foster attacking.
Would you think of fouling Pat?
He could hack a Patton at a 50% free throw shooter, but he made his last 2.
Shot clock down to 5. Foster's got to think of taking the shot. He does. It's short. Controlled by Providence. Cartwright gives it up to Bullock. inside Holt. Cartwright for the win. Oh my goodness. 2.2 seconds left. And Kyron Cartwright from deep.
What poise from Providence to not panic. I love the decision from Ed Cooley to not call a timeout. You had an advantage. Creighton was a little disjointed. Good job by Holt to not force it. Jackson to not force it. Cartwright from downtown Omaha with the shot to take the lead. An amazing display of poise from Providence.
And that's a 5'11" point guard in the face of a 6'10" defender. Now defensively, Cooley trying to put a stop together with 2.2 seconds left.
And the rule of thumb is you usually got about a dribble per second. They added a 0.2 on it, so you could probably catch and put it on the deck probably one time. This is where Justin Patton at 7 feet tall is a really good option to throw him the ball at about the 3-point line, where you can do that old Valparaiso, Bryce Drew catch, flip it to Foster or Kyrie Thomas, but the pass makes the play here. And so I hope Ed Cooley, this is always a pet peeve of mine, put someone on the ball.
I was just going to ask you that.
You got to put someone on the ball, make the pass tough, but Patton catching the ball at the 3-point line and flipping it to one of Thomas or Foster is going to be what things look like. They're going to put Holt on the ball.
Hey, remember the NCAA championship game last year?
Here we go.
That was a pretty good play, too.
Now the chess match continues as Ed Cooley calls the timeout after seeing how Creighton set up. But this is why you work on these plays all the time, at the end of practice, at the end of shoot-arounds. Situational coaching. 2.4 on the clock, down 2. You better believe everybody in a white uniform right now knows exactly what play they're going to run. So there's a comfort level in this moment, and that you've worked on this pretty much every single practice since Halloween.
Let's take a look at the go-ahead basket. I mean, we had reckless offense in the middle, but they didn't panic, and they found the right man at the end.
There's so many times you feel like guys don't know the clock, don't have that internal clock of trying to force one up. 2 guys could have forced one. They all give it up, and Cartwright repays him. He's the leader of this team, and he delivered. What a game for him.
He didn't play the entire second half because of tendonitis in his knee. Their last time they played Creighton, and Providence lost by 14 points. How huge has he been? His toughness, his leadership.
So here we go. Again, that guy right there, big 7-footer, Justin Patton. The pass makes the play. If he can catch it clean and flip it to a guard, or maybe even he can turn and make a play. Here we go.
Hegner is the inbound man. Bullock will be on him defensively. They throw it to Patton. Ball in the air. Kyrie Thomas. A little too long, and Providence pulls the upset.
Wow, what a game. What a huge win for Ed Cooley and Providence. Kyron Cartwright with the biggest shot of the season for the Friars.
And the Providence Friars are now 17-11, still on that tournament bubble. And they have beaten Butler, Xavier, and now Creighton back to back to back.